Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for coming back and joining me today. I'm back with yet another collaboration, and this time it's for our very own Mandy from Junk Journal Fix with Sunflower Indoors, and none other than Suzanne from Nonstop Papercrafts. And what a fabulous kit! We've got this beautiful kit. It's for the Bugtopia an entomology story, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm going to do a quick flip through for you. Mandy's probably already done this, I would think. But these are the freebies for week one. And they are absolutely beautiful. So we have some cards, specimen cards, field notes, all of that. Some beautiful ladybirds, tag, file folder, a couple more tags, and some tabs. A journal page, some envelopes, another journal page. That's lovely, isn't it? Gorgeous. And this will be the freebie for today. The prompt is a field guide, and Amanda's designed this gorgeous notebook style for the field notes or field guide. So that's the actual freebie side of things. So if I just pop those over here, and then I can just flip through the kit for you. I'll just go through the ephemera first. So we've got lots of tags there, more tags and some tickets. Isn't it gorgeous? Pockets, lots of pockets, and bugs, lots and lots of bugs. File folders, guest checks or library cards. Then we've got some specimen slides there with some specimen number, name and date, mineral specimen. That's pretty cool. Some more on there. Pocket. That's so great, isn't it? It actually looks real. I love this bee as well. This bee's beautiful. And then we've got a load of the word cards. They're quite neat. A little bit of ephemera for you to cut out there. And then we have this fabulous wheel, and it's an I presume it's an insect wheel. It's a Viewmaster wheel, and this is how you put it together. And this is the other sheet, and obviously you cut these out to put onto here, and then that goes onto here, and then that goes onto there, and so on and so on. And there's a mechanism to how you put it all together, and the instructions are all there for you. So that's absolutely fabulous. More tags, larger tags that this time, and then there's some more pockets and smaller envelopes there. So there's loads of ephemera, and then we have this wonderful the wonderful papers that go with it, and these are absolutely gorgeous, and I love the blue that she's picked. It's just so pretty. I'll just do a quick flip because I'm sure you've probably already seen these. They will be available on Mandy's Ko-fi, and I'm sure there's going to be a discount code for the event. So listen out for that if you want to go and check. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And then there's journal pages here, so that you can make your own little field guide journal. So that's everything in the kit, in the main kit. As I say, that'll probably be on discount while the event is on, and then but you do get quite a handful for you to have a go at all of these freebies that will be available this week. So we're going to move on. I'm just going to, do I need to tell you any more? I don't think I need to tell you any more. Our prompt this week is field guide. Mandy's designed in the freebies a notebook of some kind, and I've decided that I'm going to do some field guide tags. So I will bring you that when I've got all my stuff together. Okay, so I'm back. I've got a few supplies. I've got all my bits that I'm going to need. This is what we're going to be making, and this is my what I would class as my field guide. So it's not a notebook, it's a reference sort of thing. I think that's how you would look at it. I don't know. Maybe. But this is what we're going to be making. So I'm going to just show you how to make one of those. So we have some stamps. I have some cutouts and some bits already prepped, only because it will just save so much time with the video. So the first thing that we want to do is you need some pieces of card. I'm using craft card, which I think is about 180. And you want a piece which is 5 3/4 by 6. You want to score down the middle or just literally fold it in the middle. When you score, you tend to get a little bit of an overlap. Just cut that off. You can either do that now or you can wait until it's glued together and then cut it off. It's just that you don't want that overlap, otherwise it spoils the look of it altogether. We then need a 2-inch circle. Now, depending on where you want your circle to be, I've got this 2-inch, what are they? EK punch. And I'm going to leave, I'm pushing it all the way in because it's more or less about right, if that makes sense. And I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch from the top. Now you do whatever, or put your circle or your square or whatever shape you're having, wherever you want it. Okay, so I've got mine about there. I've probably got it a bit too low. Oh, I haven't. It's about right. It's not far off anyway. Keep those because you'll need those a bit later. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our acetate in. Now our acetate needs to go onto both sides because we're cutting out both sides of the tag. And I just glued it in last time, which has worked fine. So that's what I'm going to do this time. So I'm just going to glue those in. Now I want my shiny to be on the outside. And all I'm going to do is just put plenty around there, quite away from the edge, and then just push out from there to get that stuck down. Same with this one. If you push it outwards, it saves you getting any glue on your window part because it's not the look you're looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that to one side to dry. I've picked a ladybug for mine, and I'm just going to stick my ladybug down with some double-sided tape. And the only reason that I'm doing it that way is because I didn't want to be able to see the glue on the other side, but you can see the tape anyway doing it this way, so it doesn't really make any difference. But this is just for quickness. So if you've got the other side and you can print reverse image, then do them reverse. And I'm just going to stick my ladybug in the middle there, and then we're going to close that up. Now I'm doing mine to the side. You can definitely do them this way, or you can have the circle at the bottom and do it that way. You don't have to have them to the side. I just quite liked the idea of them being to the side. I thought it was easier to display. But again, you do however you want to do it. So I'm going to stick this together now because we don't need the inside of this for anything else. So I'm just going to glue around it. Now I did notice last time that it was took a little bit to dry around those edges. I don't know whether it's because of the card I'm using or what. So that's why I'm doing it like this, just so that we've got a better chance of it drying. Okay, just going to press that down both sides. See what I mean? You can see the I mean, you can rub that so it's less noticeable, but I don't mind it. And I didn't have the ability to be able to reverse my image because I needed to print it off, but I didn't have that possibility, so I thought I'd just leave it blank. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would look better if I'd got the reverse image on there as well. So if you've got things that you can do with the reverse imaging, then you can definitely do it that way and then decorate both sides the same. Now, I made these little spyglass things last weekend. I was just playing around. I wanted to do something which would give me, you know, a sort of spyglass look or a magnifying glass look. And this was what I came up with. Now, all I did was I cut some, I'll tell you the size as well, just in case you're following along with the measurements. Now, the inner circle is 1 3/4 inch. So I cut out the 1 3/4 inch circles in some A4 cardstock. Okay. And then I came in with my 2 inch, which is this one, which is the outer one of here. Oh no, 2 1/4. So the inner circle is 1 3/4. My outer circle is 2 1/4 inch circle. And all I did was you cut the inner one out first, because then you can line it up easier to put your bigger circle around it and get this right. And then I cut several of them out, as you can see. I've got all these circles now that I need to make something out of. But yeah. And then I've got a little label punch, which is also, is it EK? It probably is. Let me just find it so that you can see it. Oh no, it's an old Stampin' Up one, which is very similar to EK, isn't it? But I got this label punch and I just made these tabs with it so that it gives me a nice finish. And all I did was, have I got any? Yeah. I folded it in half. Okay, I popped one circle through, I glued that on, and then I put a circle on the top here and a circle on the back there. That's all I did to make it. It's not very difficult to do, but I just thought I'd share that in case you wanted to make any. If you get stuck or you need help, just holler. Leave me a message and I can show you how I did it. But that's what I'm going to be putting on the front and the back of my thing. But first of all, we're going to stamp. So I just want to do the background stamping for now. Just going to do a quick background. I just need to get my ink. Here we go. And it doesn't matter where it's going to go. I don't want to go over or onto here. And I don't mind that it's, you know, missing in places. It doesn't come off here, see, because it stays on unless you get it off really quick. That's enough. I'm going to turn it over and I'm just going to do the back. Just because it will be easier if I come to decorate it there. Just to say that it's got a background. And I'm just doing it willy-nilly. It doesn't matter if it's missing, if it's, you know, it doesn't matter. You just do whatever. And now that can be patterned. It doesn't have to be numbers. It can be patterned. It can be upside down. It can be the right way. That's my right way. And then I've got this one, which has got numbers on, or it's got the figure on it. And I just want to get it the right way. And I'm just going to pop this in places. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to sort of fill that background. Okay. Now if you wipe the stays on or get it on your plastic, if you wipe the stays on off really quickly, it will come off. Okay, I think we've got enough of that. Just get a cloth just to wipe that off. So that's that one. In fact, I can put that away now. Okay, that one and that one's finished with. Then what I want to do is I want to pop a bug on it. Now, I don't know whether you noticed on here, I got a butterfly, so I got a butterfly stamp. Here, a fly, and it's just an added little extra, really. That's a beetle, a bumblebee, and then I didn't have one of these, so I've just put sort of this moth type shape here. And I haven't got a ladybird, so I'm going to have to just use this fat beetle, I think, because it sort of looks like one, but not quite. And they are from the beetle family, aren't they? So I just need that to go on somewhere. Now, I've put the others where they'll fit. There we go. I like that. That's quite nice. So I finished with that one as well now. And then what I like to do is I wanted to incorporate some of the papers. And what I wanted was sort of this sort of thing where it's, you know, I don't know what you call it. Is it like the entomology of the wing and the body and that sort of thing? So I wanted to sort of incorporate those. Now I have made some circles in this because I put circles or reinforcers on here. So I need to make some. But I have got some already ripped up, which I could actually use. Let's just see. It's only a bit just to, you know, sort of, oh, that fits nicely down there, actually. Yeah, let's do that. It's just a bit just to sort of bring it all together. And obviously to use the kit. I'll just glue down there and get what I can on of that. I don't want to go over that circle because the black rim has got to go on. So I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm just going to put some glue down there. I'm just going to pop some glue down there. In fact, I'll put the black on now before we go too much further so that I don't, and then we're just going to cut that off there. Oh, and I know what I didn't do. I didn't ink it. Let me pop this away just for a second because we're out of that for the minute. And I just want to ink. I forgot to ink it, so we'll do that now before I put the black thing on. Just don't want to get any glue on the end of my thing. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to ink just around the edge just to get rid of any white. Okay. Now I do want some more blue on, but I think we need to put these on first. Oh, actually, we're well within the perimeter. Yeah, let's get those glued on. I think we'll get those glued on first. So I'm just going to glue these ones. I'm just going to go around the edge as best I can. And then depending on where you want your little sticky bit, just going to glue that like that. And then if you turn it over, you'll see whether you're out of ring. See where you are, and then when you come to put the back one on, which is what we're going to do now, is we'll be able to pop the ring on there like so to cover any of those black areas I've just got. And I'll do it so that my stick is down this way, and I'm just going to pop that on, bring it in line with the one behind, and give that a good press down. Because most of you, I only leave that till after we've done the stamping, because it can get in the way of your stamp and cause it not to, although we don't want it to be perfect, it can cause it to be off. So it's easier to stamp first and then put your black on, your black rings. Now that's got some words down there, but they will be upside down. But I don't actually mind, just a little bit there. What's on this one? Oh, plate A. I quite like the look of that, but I want to tear that there, just so that it's, yeah. Let's do that one. Now, even if this was too big, I would just literally, oh, and I've done it again, I've not inked. I'll do it again in a sec. If I hadn't got the straight line along there, what I would do is I would just pop it on. So if this was going on, for instance, I would pop it on like that so it fit, and then cut it off afterwards. It's probably the easiest way. Cut that bit off, and then we'll get that inked up. Should really ink it before we do it. See, there's a bit over on this one, which we just need to cut off. Just cut that off because it'll be dry now. Okay, so we need to ink that bit anyway. So, and all I would do really, try and ink before you glue, unlike me. And all I would do is, because it's such a thin piece, is I would just come in off my mat like that to just put you a bit of ink on the edge. Okay, that's how I would normally do it, but I'm forgetting because I'm filming. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's that bit done. So now we've got our paper on, or our coordinating papers, and then what we want to do is we want to stick some collage bits on. There's one. Here's some of the labels that were on this page, the entomology page. I'm sure there's another one or two somewhere, here somewhere. There it is. And there's field notes. So we've got these little labels which I wanted to keep for this particular one, because obviously we're doing with the kit. I need to ink this, so we'll do that. So I'm just inking back and front, and then we'll get that stuck on so that's not in the way of our labels, and we know where to put them. And the way I like to do that is sit it in your mat. It's 3 inches, so we know that the halfway mark is here. So get your tab on the halfway mark, just push it down and then press down, and then you've got just a few seconds before your glue dries to get that level. And then just squeeze it together. Okay, we may as well put the hole in, and we'll stick the reinforcer on and the eyelet in. This is risky when it's wet, but we're going to do it anyway. So I want my eyelet to be about there. It's a bit too high up actually, but never mind. We're done now. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop my eyelet, my reinforcer over the top of there, and then pop an eyelet in. Now if your eyelets, like mine, are slightly bigger than your hole, just get a pencil and just make that hole just a little bit bigger, just so that you're not distorting your tab. Like so, and then just squeeze that together. And we're done. So that's the eyelet in. Now we can see where we want to put our tabs. Now I want those, I like those legs coming out of there, so I'm going to pop him there. And I still think I'm going to need some other labels to go on this. But I do like, I like field notes, which could go up there. That's quite neat. Just get my tweezers. So let's find out where to put this. I don't want to cover that plate ale, and I don't want to cover him up, so I'm going to put it down there. Then we've got preserved, and I think I'm going to pop that right on the bottom. I'm not really covering much up, so I think I'm going to pop that right there. Okay. Then we've got identification tag, which I think I'll pop here. I don't really want to go over the, it's a magnifying glass, I suppose. Yeah, quite like that under that plate number. And then I'm going to use the natural history. Yeah, quite like it there. So I've used the labels that came with it, but I do feel it needs more, so I'm just going to add a few more. And I'm just using the Tim Holtz. There is a few other things in here, but don't ask me where they're from because I have no idea. I do like this number 7. Yeah, it's too big to go over there unless I cut it down. I think I quite like it there, actually. So let's just pop that there. It needs something here. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Oh, a big number, maybe. I could put it there. Do I like it there, though? Yeah, that needed to be smaller, didn't it? Let's cut that down. I'm going to take that 3 off. And I'm just going to ink that up. I just wanted it just a tad smaller to go there. And it's sort of underneath. 3 and 4. Yeah, like that. And then I actually think all we need is a little bit more stamping with the numbers. Okay, so I found some number stamps. I probably won't use them all, but I just wanted a variety. And I think we need something across here, and I want it to be quite big, so I'm going to use the biggest one I've got. I'll just check that that's the right way, and then stamp that in there, like that. I think we've got some numbers there, but we want a specimen number on there. Let me just pop this down somewhere first. I think we'll do it down here, so it doesn't look the same. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp the end one and stick that number there, like that. Then we've got a department number, and I think we'll pop that there. We've got another smaller number all the way around, and I think I'll pop that here because there's a bit of a gap. And then I've just got this number here, so I am going to use them all after saying that I wasn't going to. There we go, that'll do. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got all of that done. The only thing that's left to do now is a bit of splatter, and then I think we're finished. So I'm going to, because this goes everywhere, let me just pop these away. So I'll just get some splatter. Just might need to make it a little bit more watery. Get my splatter brush. Where's my brush gone? Here it is. Probably going to need to rinse that out. Let me just see. Oh no, it's pretty clean. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going in with the white first because it sort of makes it a little bit easier rather than having to keep washing it out. And I'm just going to get my brush loaded. I'm going to get my circle and I'm going to pop it over the acetate. Now I don't mind the splatter going on the black, but I don't want it to go on my window. A bit too much there. And I'm just going to gently splatter. Don't need too much really. There we go. I'll just get some tissue just to wipe my brush off a bit. Okay, and then I just want to mix this black up. Now you don't need to do both colours. I just wanted to bring in the white, just to give it a bit of dimension really. There, and I think that's probably enough. Yeah, like that. Okay, just going to clean my desk before. See, it automatically dries really quickly. It's just acrylic paint, watered down. That's all I'm actually using. Okay, so I've cleaned everything up. I've got to wait for it to dry before I can put it on my thing, but I'll just carefully remove that. Try not to smudge anything while I'm doing it. Oh, I love it. And then I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of what they actually look like. I'm going to throw that away. So let me just show you close up. I love the way they've come out actually. I think it's really cool. So we've got a fly. Probably could do with putting the name and date on those. Really. We've got our black beetle. We've got our bumblebee, and we've got, I don't actually know what that is. I think it might be a grasshopper. I think it probably is. And then the one that we've just done is our beautiful ladybug. And I'm just going to wait for that to dry before I add it to my thing. So I will post pictures. Isn't it cool? Love it. I absolutely love it. I've really enjoyed doing that today. I've so enjoyed having a play. It's been lovely today and it's been very relaxing and I've really enjoyed it. So I hope you did too. Please do go across and support Suzanne from Nonstop Papercrafts and Mandy from Junk Journal Fixed with Sunflower Indoors. And I'll see you next week for the next prompt in the Bugtopia collaboration. So please do come and join me then and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.